Shalom Israel. I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kwadash. Yahweh is who the world ignorantly calls God. Yahweh Shai is his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and there's no God beside them. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect, whom the Lord hath given ears to hear. This is the book of Micah, 7. I'm sorry, Micah. What's that precept at? Yeah, 7 and 9. That's what it was. Let me start at verse 8. Rejoice not against me, O my enemy. When I fall, I shall arise. When I sit in darkness, Yahweh shall be light unto me. I will bear the indignation of Yahweh, because I have sinned against him, until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. For he will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, was said unto me, Where's Yahweh thy power? My eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as a mire in the streets. And, as we read, it shows us two things. That, a mindset of a man of the Lord is he's trying to figure out what's his issue, versus a mindset of a person to the world, they're trying to figure out what's the Lord issue. When you read in the book of Job, it's the same thing. Job had a mindset to serve the Lord. His woman, which is inherently of the world, as even the Apostle Paul said, had a mindset to curse the Lord. Job chapter 1, was it 2? Job chapter 2, verse 8. And he took him a potsherd to scrape himself withal, and he sat down among the ashes. Then said his wife unto him, Dost thou still retain thine integrity? Curse God and die. But he said unto her, Thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of God? And shall we not receive evil? In all this did not Job sin with his lips. And as a man of the Lord, and a person that's dealing with the man of the Lord, you're going to receive the same like manner, where you be doing good for a period, and then you're not. And I'm speaking, of course, for a man of the Lord's immediate family, his wife and children. However, for the most part, when things get tough, the wicked get going. Those are not interested in the will of the Lord, they get going. And honestly speaking, more times than not, there's your woman, there's your immediate family. When I meditate upon the wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, that's not just Esau talking here. We know he will come down having great wrath, spoiling, destroying those that fear the Lord. We know that. We ought to know that. But that's also, like Yahushua said, a man's foe shall be there of his own household. There's people in this world that are of the father the devil, they are too also inherently selfish. You know, the Lord can't deal with them because they will sacrifice the Lord to save their own ass. That's literally what it comes down to when the chip is offered to them. Remember what Esau said? Well, what the scriptures prophesied that Esau will do in Revelation the 13th chapter. Let me grab that actually. And I want to specifically get it in the my sword because there's a point in verse 15. Verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. The image of the beast is a system that's going to be pushed in America. All right, digitalized system, one that showcases great pain. You know, one that showcases, pretty much great pain. A digitalized system that is more draconian, you know, more restrictive than the one we have now. That the image of the beast shall both speak and cause as many as would not worship, right? As would not worship, the word worship meaning to kiss the hand. This is among the Orientals, especially the Persians, to fall upon the knees and touch the ground with the forehead as an expression of profound reverence. In the New Testament, by kneeling or prostrating to do homage to one or make obeisance, whether in order to express respect or to make supplication. So it says that as many as would not worship the image of the beast shall be killed. So if you don't kneel down, you don't prostrate yourself, you know, see it as God, then you should be killed. It says to kill anyway, whatever, to destroy, to allow to perish. Metaphorically, to extinguish, abolish, to inflict mortal death. All right, and we go to Wisdom of Solomon 2. It says, we know this is to be a fact where it says, Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 11. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Now, of course, this is talking about Esau, as we just read. Right? They're going to literally force their laws, all right, their ideology, which is that of an atheist, on you. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. He is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objective to our infamy, the transgressions of our education. So pretty much, they love and they had a problem, an issue with all his ways. He professeth to have the knowledge of God, and he calleth himself the child of the Lord. Right? And again, you know, when we read this, we should also think of, you know, our so-called significant others, you know what we about, you know, but when shit get tough, they want to mock us. He was made to approve our thoughts. He is grievous unto us, even to behold, for his life is not like other men's, his ways are of another fashion. I remember the big bro was sharing with us. I think he might have even said it in camp, how, you know, you have people in the world, like close relatives, of course, or maybe your wife or whatever. She may come out her face and say, "Oh, you think you perfect, huh?" right? Because you have the knowledge of the Lord and you judge things rightly, right? You have conquered, or you're on your way to perfecting the flesh. I say through Yahweh Shai, you know, in a sense that you're moving in the ways of the Lord, right? You're not straying from the ways of the Lord, and therefore you, you, Salaki, and therefore they see that as you being perfect, right? They struggling with their demons, you know, their carnal ways, and you are moving in the fear of the Lord. I'll say that, Salaki. You know, because it's not like we're going to be perfect in the flesh. Nevertheless, as it even says in 1 Peter 4, that we shall live according to the Most High in the flesh. We shall live in the flesh. Well, let me grab it, Salakia, because this will bring the point home. 1 Peter 4 and 6. For this cause was the gospel preached also. Let me read verse 5. Who should give account to him that is ready to judge the quick and the dead? All right, the quick, those who made it alive, those who accepted and understand Yahushai, and the dead, those who haven't been made alive. For this cause was the gospel preached also to them that are dead, that they might be judged according to men in the flesh, but live according to God in the spirit. It even says, did I read that part? Their lifestyle is not like other men's. All right, we're going to get into it. He professes to have the knowledge of God, and he calls himself the child of the Lord. He was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us even to behold, for his life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion. So there you go. All right. The ways we live according to the honor of the Lord, whereas they live according to the honor of their flesh. And those two can't coincide. Even Yahushua said that. You cannot serve two masters, for either you will love the one and hate the other, or either you will love the one and despise the other. And that's the time we're coming into. You know? See, the Lord, he's going to attack our flesh. Just as he did Job. He did pretty much all the men of the Lord. But their integrity was in the spirit. All right? The integrity was in the things of everlasting, not the things of this world. See, with the people of this world, you know, when their flesh get attacked, it may not necessarily be their personal flesh, but theirs of their children, they're going to fold. They're going to fold like a cheap lawn chair, as brothers always say. He professes to have the knowledge of God, and he calleth himself the child of the Lord. He was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us even to behold. Right? So you think these devils ain't watching you, you got another thing coming. For his life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounces the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that God is his Father. Let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. For if the just man be the son of God, he will help him and deliver him from the hand of his enemies. Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture. Revelation 13 and 15. That he may know his meekness and prove his patience. All right. It says, let us condemn him with a shameful death, for by his own saying shall he be respected. Such things they did imagine and were deceived, for their own wickedness have blinded them. And at the end of the day, the Lord is going to deliver his. Let me grab this. Lamentation chapter 3, verse 31. For the Lord will not cast off forever. Right? Because you must understand that the Lord, even in the time of Job, that was a perfect example. How the Lord had a bet with Satan to see if he could take you out. But a man of the Lord ain't going to go nowhere. This is going to be his mindset. But though he causes grief, yet will he have compassion according to the multitude of his mercies. For he doth not afflict willingly, nor grieve the children of men, to crush under his feet all the prisoners of the earth. Right? So the Lord, essentially, he knows who's his. He knows who's going to stand by and who's going to fall off. You know? And yeah, man, you must realize that Lord willing, we be of the elect. We special. We special, and this world is wrong. Right? If anything, through this purging process, it shows who we are. And it shows us who we're dealing with. Right? And it ain't get bad yet, but it's gonna get a lot worse. Betrayal is coming. You know? We see it on a small scale now. You know, we seen it in the 2020 situation. You know, hearts of many is showing themselves pretty much. You know, that was just something quick in the spirit. Again, think about all the prophets of old and how, you know, they were delighted to prove themselves through whatever means necessary. Whereas Esau, Edom in 2/3, the affliction is going to make them walk away. It's going to make them forsake the Lord. They don't know the Lord. Case in point is that when we bring out the scriptures, they count it as disgusting. Oh, you guys are rapists. Or you guys are misogynists. Or you guys are racist. You know? Meanwhile, we just bringing out the words of the Lord. In accordance to our speciality, I don't know if that's a word, but it is today. Right? Sirach 16:1. Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children, neither delight in ungodly sons. Though they multiply, rejoice not in them, except the fear of the Lord be with them. Trust not thou in their life, neither respect their multitude. For one that is just is better than 1,000, and better is it to die without children than to have them that are ungodly. For by one that have understanding shall the city be replenished, but the kindred of the wicked shall speedily become desolate. With that, shalom to the elect.